She say she want a man to get it dripping wet, body full of love and sweat, honey peanut butter, candlelight, a bottle of the best, sexy like Kardashian, I bet we make a video, chocolate strawberries have a body tingle head to toe, baby be my number one, treat her like the damn sun, shiny as a VVS, Gucci, Prada, and Louis, son, lay her on the back, massage her body from her head to toe, bet she never make a move. Welcome to another episode of Friday Night Live. I'm your man Bailey, a.k.a. Mr. Go Get 'Em. And we are back with another episode of the most watched podcast on a Friday night. Hold up, let me fix something. I forgot I was doing some shit earlier. I got my camera all fucked up. Let me fix this. Let me fix this. And then if y'all can't tell, we got some beautiful ladies behind me. We'll go ahead and do that. But before we get into it, as y'all know, today is Friday, which makes tomorrow Saturday. So, Shmoney Eats. Make sure you hit Shmoney Eats on the gram. It's Soul Food Saturday. You got chicken and fish for $30. You got chicken or fish with all the sides for $25. And then you get your drinks, and then you can get you some banana pudding for $7. It is Shmoney Eats on Instagram. The phone number is also on the flyer. Go check out the IG, and we will get you going. We are here every single Friday night at 9 p.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. Make sure you get your ass on here. The only live call-in show that you gonna see on the net. And then every Sunday we do Sunday Night Live. We also bring guests in here, and we usually have amazing topics. The things that are trending day to day, and the things that people want to hear and talk about, where we have real conversations about, well, real life shit. Without further ado,
the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Because we do this every week. I felt my face drop. Every week. Hey.
it's like you have to hear yourself. You don't be hearing yourself.
Yeah. Hey.
Hold on, let's redo this shit.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hey. It's your girl Shmoney Marie back with another Freaky Friday. Y'all heard him. Tomorrow. Don't eat nothing tonight. Like we do on Christmas and Thanksgiving. We don't eat breakfast because we're waiting for that dinner to be made. Don't eat nothing tonight. Save that appetite. Kitchen will be open around 2:30, 3, something like that. Tomorrow I'll make the announcement. But them plates be going fast. I advise you guys to pre-order. But we'll see y'all. Thank you for tuning in. And it's time to get ready for this show today.
And you know, we got a special guest in the building today. Why does it sound like I'm like so hot? Like the video, the mic is
Coming in hot.
yeah. We got a special guest today. So I made a post. Actually, did I steal it from you? I stole a post from somebody about Brittany Renner. I reposted it, said, let's talk about it. And boy, somebody hit my inbox real quick. I'm coming on the show Friday. Let's talk about it. All right? She's got her own YouTube channel. I'll let her tell you about all that. And due to the fact that it's Freaky Friday.
This shit is crazy.
She goes by the name Karla. Karla, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Karla, also known as Empress Vibe. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I clear energy. So if you ever feel heavy, feel like you have witchcraft, or somebody's trying shit on you, you hit me up and I get you cleared up and I lift your energy up.
I need a cleansing.
Yeah, I got you. It's if you've never felt peace, internal peace without any weed or anything, Reiki will change your life. It's it changed my life.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm about as centered as a person that I've ever met in my entire life. But if
But sometimes you can be around people though, and
no,
Please don't start with him.
I ain't around nobody. I'm gonna tell you that I'm not around
at the grocery
no-
store. At the
I don't go
grocery
We don't go to the grocery stores.
I don't
Leave
go
this man be.
I don't go grocery shopping.
then you don't need one. Then
That's
then
what
you'll
I'm
be
saying.
fine.
I'm telling
When
you.
I tell you my life is super laid back, relaxed, peaceful, I am centered. So a couple years ago, I went to go see a medium, I guess you would call it. I was in Sedona. I was curious, so I went to go see one. You're like, I don't even know what to tell you. You're the most peaceful person I've ever met in my entire life. Like what do you say? You are in touch with your chi. You are. So I was like, well, tell me something then. Like, at least give me some information. Like, I came to come see you. Ain't got nothing to tell you. He's like, well, look, seems like everything in your life is, there's nothing I'm going to tell you that you don't already know because it seems like you are in control of your destiny. I was like, fuck you, nigga. He's a waste of $50.
Okay. Scammer.
Yeah, scammer. We
So-
was a waste of $50.
So it wasn't true then.
Was what true?
What he told you?
Oh yeah, like my life is.
So then it wasn't a waste of $50 because if they told you the truth, then you leave satisfied.
Well, they didn't really tell me nothing. That's just it.
I never had that. I
If
never
you
had
pay
that. They
somebody-
tell me some stuff.
I'm paying you, and I got the expectation. I want you to tell me something back. You really not trying to hear. Oh, you're good. You don't need.
Maybe he couldn't tap
Like,
into you and he couldn't admit it. That could also be it. But I've never experienced that in my life or heard of anybody. They always kind of tell you stuff like, oh, how did you know that about me? You know? And
Last time I checked, I was the one doing all the tapping in. I ain't never been tapped into.
Where your spiritual roots come from?
mine? You know what? I've always been a very intuitive person. And even with friends, when they would ask me for advice, I'm like, oh, I would tell them. And then they wouldn't listen and they would do the opposite. And bad shit would start happening. They're like, you were right. And I was always right. And I was just like, damn, how am I always right? Is it because I observed my family? And that's what I thought. It's because I just observed everybody and I kind of learned everybody.
Were you
and
raised
but
a certain
myself.
type of way? Oh,
I learned everybody but
spiritually?
myself. I was raised Catholic, then Christian. No, Jehovah's Witness, then Christian.
Okay.
And then I became atheist. And then I believe in Jesus because of some experience that I went through, and now I'm here as a
I
Reiki
was waiting
practitioner.
for that. Right there.
For what? The Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely believe in his actual real name is Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Yeah.
Okay, so
because
now
the
we
letter
on the
J.
same page.
Letter
Yeshua
J.
HaMashiach.
'Cause there's no such thing.
Yeah, letter J
as
did not
Jesus.
exist, and
Jesus
you know,
is a fake name.
Yep.
It is Joshua, and our creator is Yahweh. I learned Hebrew when
Yahweh.
English they'll be like Yahweh, but it's actually pronounced Yahweh in Hebrew. It's actually spelled YHWH. In English, Hebrew doesn't translate into English, so then they'll spell it YAHWEH to try to give it some sort of English translation, but there really is no English translation. It's WHYH. That's it. But let's get into how is everybody's happy pagan holiday? Because we didn't do a show last week. Okay, I don't celebrate the C word. It is the biggest paganist holiday that there is. Y'all are celebrating Nimrod, a.k.a. Satan. I don't do it. But other people do. How was y'all's December 25th?
Mine, I just made pozole and I had one of my family members come over. My mom actually stopped by too, even though we're not on really good terms. But I didn't get a tree this year. I actually bought my kids a dog that was pretty pricey.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm like,
Hell
that's
yeah.
your fucking Christmas. That's your tree. That's everything that you
Give a
wanted.
child.
Yeah, I'm like,
You got
that's your
another
dog
child.
right there.
What kind?
It's a Havapoo. He's bred. He looks like
what?
a little bear.
Wait, what's it called?
Look, I'm
Havapoo.
Havapoo, I think.
Let me show you a
That's
picture.
a fluffy one.
Yes, and
It's
he's
not
tiny.
a Yorkie, but it's fluffy. Like, it's usually clear
That
people
sound like
have
a
'em.
purse dog.
Look. That's
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah,
figured-
he's like kind of
yeah.
like a purse dog.
Yeah.
He's tiny.
Yep.
Little bear.
Yep.
His name's Elo, short for Elohim. So yeah.
Oh, so she is okay.
See, that makes
Elo.
me feel good because I've met different type of people, that are spiritual and like to do the energy shit, right? And if I don't hear Jesus Christ come out of your mouth, or Jesus whatever, God, this is just personal, if I don't hear that coming out of your mouth in times when you're talking about where your powers or your gifts or spiritual roots come from, because that's what I was fishing for. Because that
Always
makes a big
fishing.
difference.
Ain't got
It
no
does
fishing
make a
pole.
It makes a difference because it literally takes it from being spiritual to satanic, 100%.
There's a
Oh.
difference between
100%.
witchcraft
I-
And that's the fine line. When you ask someone, because the powers the powers are the same. But when you ask someone and it comes out Jesus comes out their mouth, that okay, cool. Because the devil can give you the same powers that you born with, that God
Yes.
gives you, So there's witchcraft, and then there's people that, move in purpose,
Yes.
that you feel I from having this conversation, I'm guessing that's one of your purposes in life.
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
So that's all I fish for. So okay, we might be able to talk about that then. So
Yeah, and it's very rare when spiritual people are into
I'm
Jesus
looking to Reiki.
like that.
See, and it's a lot of younger people are doing that now. Not a lot of older people, because they believe that it's all witchcraft, and it's not. You have to break down. It's just really, really fine line. Very, 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 very fine line. Like it goes down to like astrology, because I know in the church they try to bash certain things like that.
Yeah.
But like I feel like one of my purposes is to clarify that shit with them motherfuckers and let them know, like, no, God created all of this shit. Yes, as man,
The good and the bad.
the good and the bad. Yes, we.
Well, that's where free will comes in. He wants you to make the choice between
Thank
doing the
you.
right thing as opposed to the wrong thing.
Yes.
Correct.
This whole turned to a whole totally different conversation.
We're talking about something else.
Yeah,
No,
I
but you
like
know what? That's true. My teacher didn't believe in Jesus. Like him and his wife were Jehovah's
We should do
Witnesses.
this Sunday.
We could do a whole totally different show on Sunday. You want to come back on Sunday?
Yeah.
I'll be down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Spiritual show.
we'll table this and then
Yeah.
come back on Sunday because one is Freaky Friday. We usually don't
Right.
get, we don't
Right.
get deep.
Okay,
We don't
okay,
get
okay.
deep on
right
Freaky
now.
Friday. Okay, so this Friday though we are doing something a little different, something I know none of you guys are used to because we usually don't. But going back to the post that was initially posted on Facebook. It happened to be about someone that is consistently in the news. Sometimes good, sometimes, none of it's good. All of it's
Don't
bad.
do her.
Everything she
Don't do
does,
her.
no. She is a glorified fop bucket. She done put her pussy all over the internet multiple ways. She does a lot of stuff just to get attention. Because she is no longer the center of attention, and it hurts her. You can't say anything other than that. It comes back on her. Okay? Well, we're gonna go ahead and throw this up real quick. Brittany Renner. And here, let me put this on there because I got it set up so y'all can see it too.
Yeah.
Brittany Renner. Okay, so it says, ladies, we need to talk about Brittany Renner. She recently went on a podcast where she stated that she regrets her past decisions as far as how she allowed herself to be used by men. And that came from a lack of self-worth. She also said that sex is spiritual unification for women, and when she thinks about her list, she thinks it's repulsive and was an outcome of her discounting her worth. The sad part about this is that it took her to reach age 30. I think she's actually 33 now. And have a very high body count that everyone knows about for her to finally come to this conclusion. I really hope the young women are paying attention. Please stop letting hookup culture lead y'all astray. Renner said, it doesn't feel good knowing that you gave a sacred part of you to a man that looked at having sex with you like taking a piss. Being desired by men is not the same as being valued by men. Renner was highly desired, but not valued. Hopefully, she can pivot from this, God willing. And that is the post. Ladies, going to you first.
You can
Me. I agree. I can't say that I don't agree. You know what I mean? I do agree. Okay, what do you want me to say?
Let's tackle
I'm
this
like,
first. The first thing, let's
What you wanna
tackle
say?
this. She said that she regrets her past decisions and she regrets them based on the fact that sex is a spiritual unification for women, and she did not see her own self-worth. Cap or no cap?
No cap. No cap. Exclamation,
cap.
exclamation, underline, bold, italic.
Okay. So this is where me as a man, I've been saying this for the longest. There's a reason that a woman's sexuality has been protected since the very beginning of time. Women were supposed to be virgins. We're not supposed to be having kids out of wedlock. Men were meant to go out and conquer the world. It has always been, yes, we have a wife, which is our virgin. We marry her, right? But we would go to like Babylon, if you want to speak biblically. We would go to Babylon to fuck the hoes, never making babies, to then go back home and be perfectly fine. If we were going to do anything else, we would take, because you either had a wife or you had a concubine. And this is what is never explained unless you truly want to get off your ass and learn Hebrew. A wife is someone that you physically, mentally, emotionally, you take care of her in every single solitary way. Okay? You are meant to provide for her. A concubine was actually meant to just bury your children. You do the exact same thing, but her sole purpose is for bearing children. They don't tell you that. They don't explain that. You just read it in the Bible. You hear about them, but you go, what's a concubine? A concubine, that is the whole purpose. It's specifically for raising children. Now, is sex spiritual for women? I'm going to say 100 million% yes. There's a reason when a woman gets with a man and she falls in love and y'all have sex that you 100%, it's called pair bonding. You see no other man. For men, though, it's totally different. It is the equivalent of us. It sounds bad, taking a piss. But I could go have sex with 100 women and have zero feelings for them. We're not the same. It's totally different. And with that, I'm throwing the phone number up, 602-736-6660. Because if you got anything to say, whether you agree or disagree, by all means do it. Whoops.
What you feel?
I'm gonna disagree with you on that.
On which one?
On the part where he says that women normally have sex with like feelings. I'm one of those people that I've been able to have sex with guys that I had zero feelings for and never fucking talk to them again if it was not a good experience.
This is going to get in your business, and I know you're not going to answer the question, but is your body count below or above 10?
It is above 10.
Okay, so after 6, you can no longer pair bond. As a matter of fact, it has been proven that the moment you get to 7, 8, 9, 10, your likelihood of being married and staying in a marriage has dropped by over 80%.
Yeah. But
so you can now effectively go out and have sex with whoever you want to. You're pair bonding. You've had so many partners that you're now you're looking for the best sex. You're chasing the feeling that you got of between 1 and 6.
I was actually 7. It was actually 7.
Talk your shit.
It was actually 7, and I don't even want to get into that, but that is the father of my
so
son.
Again, the craziest part about this is every time I've had this
statistic
conversation
numbers.
with a woman, it is proven that within the first 6 to 8 men, because that's where you're on the brink, you're 6 to 8, you're on the brink. You make it to 10, you're done.
Nobody's getting married then, because I worked in a tech place where when I was about 26, 27, there was like 20, 21-year-old girls there. And, that was when Tinder was hot. Tinder was hot.
We already got
They
a
were
caller.
sleeping with 3 men in a day, and they were already in 40s. So
Whoa.
nobody's getting married. And one thing I can say, I am below 20. I am below 20.
Well, that's a good thing.
But when they told me 40, I was like, I'm not even. I think I was probably like at maybe 15 around that time.
Caller, give me a moment. I'm going to have you call back in a minute. It came unpaired. So call back in a minute, okay?
Oh.
I don't know why this came unpaired. I just checked it too. Ooh, it was good. Early callers. Gotta love it. Yeah. So yeah, there is a thing called pair bonding. It is very real. It has been proven
I've never heard of that.
historically.
Have you heard of that?
Most women, that's the thing.
Parabonding?
Pair bonding.
I've never heard of that.
Get your
It's the
phone out
first
and
time.
Google it.
I'm gonna look it up.
And for the rest of the people out there, the ladies that have never heard of this, look up the term pair bonding. It is a very, very real thing. Stop pulling your shirt down like that for you pop up. You gonna mess up everything.
They are not coming out.
You was pulling on that shirt hard as hell.
I just was pulling it.
But yeah, so women do what's called pair bonding. Men, so this goes back to the conversation of loyalty, right? A woman's loyalty is sexual, not being sexually promiscuous. A man's loyalty is to make sure to be safety, security, and provide. We get them misconstrued. We feel like sex for everybody is loyalty, but sex is different between men and women, which is why y'all complain so much about men doing what they do. The complaint is usually about the fact that you didn't know about it. It's never about the fact of what he actually did.
No, that's not true at all.
I honestly, if that is true what you're saying, I am gladly to stay single the rest of my life. I'm not sharing my motherfucking man.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Technically, so this is the
It's
thing.
not about.
You're
I'm not.
Like,
I'm
you're
just
not.
not.
This is
It's
the problem,
the
though.
fact that
You're
it's
not
being done.
sharing your man. Like
If
that's
his penis is going in
That's not-
somewhere
no, no.
else,
So you have
I'm
a
not
man
doing that.
that's taking care of you, paying your bills, loving you, doing everything.
I can do that
right?
myself. I literally can do that myself.
Everyone
I
says
desire that on top of what I already do to be more soft. But if it comes at him being able to sleep around and me just no, I'm so sorry. No,
Why is this doing this right now?
I cannot do that. I will never do that. So either guys change that limiting belief from the Bible, or I'll be single and I'll be okay. I am gonna be perfectly fine.
Well, just based off the conversation.
I've been celibate for over a year, since September 22nd of last year. I have no fucking rush or urges to go and just. I can go through my DMs. I have a slim picking, not a slim picking, but I have a lot of options. Are they trash? Most of them, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So if you're
it's
celibate,
very
did you buy a
hard.
bit?
It's very hard to meet people that are actually pure-hearted. Not a lot of people have an open, strong heart space.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm waiting on. And if I don't get that, that's okay.
Yeah.
I can die. I can die. Perfectly fine. My next life, let's go again.
Okay.
Under 6.
Okay. Okay.
If that's true, under 6, and we can go.
All right, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a real quick break. We got to do something real quick. I got to reset something. All right, and we are back. All right, caller, if you want to, you can actually go ahead and call in. Sorry about that. We was having some technical difficulties. That's what happens when you got electronic. Actually, let me see if I can call them back.
So if it's monogamous, he can't sleep around. So,
Check.
Well,
All right, caller, sorry about that. We were not pairing earlier, but it's working now. You are live on the
Okay.
air.
all right, what's the topic today?
So today we're talking about Brittany Renner. I don't know if you're familiar with Brittany Renner. Are you currently watching or no?
No.
Oh, well, see, it's hard to catch you up on where we're at if you're not watching.
Yeah. So, you ready?
Okay, so look, here's the thing. There's this girl. She's known all over social media. She's been around. She's been with a whole bunch of dudes. You know what I mean? And she's now 30.
Okay.
And she come to the realization that, you know,
She's been used.
she's been used. And
She's
that
been lied to.
She went through all that stuff because she didn't know her self-worth. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So in that, sex is a spiritual, what did she say?
Spiritual unification.
Unification. You know?
So she's reached into that realization.
Yeah.
She made it to
Is she still
33.
being criticized?
She's been, well, no, this is the thing. She's been a thought pocket since she was about 19 years old, and she's been publicly on Instagram showing her ass, talking about all the different guys she slept with. She even wrote a book about it. She used to actually preach to women that this is how you basically have a baby with an athlete or an entertainer, because none of them want to use condoms. All you got to do is just plan it out right, and you can have babies. She went kind of ham. She sold herself out to be pretty bad. Now she is 33 years old. She does have a child with an athlete that left her, who is now married to someone else and has a kid on the way. Either just had a kid or they have a kid on the way. So she's been running around for years proclaiming herself basically as this super hoe, but she has realized, no, there's no such thing as a gold digger. And technically we can't say she was a gold digger because she's gotten no one's gold.
Right. Well.
But she has put herself in a position to where the way she has handled herself, men are not taking her serious. She's now at the age where she wants to be taken serious and no one will take her serious. She is regretting it now.
Right.
So what's your thoughts on that? Do you think she did the right thing, wrong thing? Do you feel that she could have did things differently? Would you have done some of the things that she's done? And I see you, little bro. Welcome to the show.
I think that we're all deserving redemption. As long as she's doing the right thing now. And who can say what's right and what's wrong, really? I mean.
Right.
So I'm not going to say that it has anything to do with what's right and what's wrong. It's the fact that she's come to the realization that no matter what she does, she's not getting what it is she thought she was going to get out of life. That's the difference.
Why?
Oh, she's got regrets.
Yeah, she regrets her decisions.
Okay. So that's something she has to work on.
Why do you think she did what she did? Like, why do you think she lived the life that she lived?
Why do I think she did what she did?
Yeah.
I don't know why she went so public with it. There's such a double standard for women versus men.
And those are. What are the differences?
What do you think the differences are between men and women in the sexual capacity?
Men are. It seems like men are praised for how many women they can get.
Do you,
and then
do
women that get a bunch of men are portrayed as a whore or slut or whatever, whatever derogatory word you want to call it.
Do you know why that is? Or do you think you know why that is?
I don't know why that is.
Okay, so...
Religion, probably.
Nah, it's actually... Do men have to work for sex? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do women have to work for sex? Yes or no?
Some do, but typically, probably not.
Not even...
Women have sex with who they want. Men have sex with who they can.
Thank you. So if you have a man that can go out and pretty much get sex at at will, he has brought some sort of value to the world to where a woman, as well as multiple women, are willing to even entertain him. Whereas a woman doesn't have to do anything to get sex. Now, that's like with you on your job. On your job, do you get praised for being the minion, or do you get praised for working your way up to the top of the ladder?
It's for the working up.
Correct. The more work you put into it, the more praise you get. That's just the way sex is. And I think that's what's forgotten when these conversations come up in. Unfortunately, it doesn't take any work for you to have sex with someone. Millionaires, we look at millionaires the way we do because they did something that the majority of people can't do. They actually earned $1 million. They went above and beyond. They went next level. They went through things to get to places that other people can't do. That is what sex is for men. If there is a man, and then as a woman, just to be honest, do you want to deal with a man that other women refuse to deal with or don't find attractive?
Attractive is a perspective thing, though.
True, but we all can agree men like Idris Elba, Brad Pitt back in the day, Sean Connery, Chris Browns, a lot of these different men you guys regard as attractive men, right?
Right. I would say those people would be on the list.
Okay, and women swoon over them because the more women that find him attractive, the more women actually like them.
I would say we follow each other in some sense in that way.
All right, so let me give you this option. 5'2", weighs 350 pounds, makes $35,000 a year. He will never cheat on you, though. Would you be his wife?
Probably not.
Because he's not going to be attractive, right?
No, because he's not going to be healthy.
And, okay. Among other things, yes.
But some people like bigger people, so that's, I don't know.
Bigger, attractive people.
Yeah, I don't think weight has anything to do with it.
Like them ugly.
Yeah, they do. A lot of people like them.
As a man, though, the ugly man usually gets money.
No, like my cousin, she pretty, but she like ugly niggas. Like, it's crazy.
Now,
I know people like that too.
There are.
You're like, why?
Now, there are certain women that will go for ugly guys because they know they don't have any competition there. It stops their man from.
That ain't. I don't think
What the way I would see that? Honestly, the way I would see it is sometimes women don't see themselves like, so you could meet a very beautiful girl, like she don't feel beautiful, so she's gonna date guys that aren't at her level that she feels.
Yep.
That's how I see it.
Or they really just don't care about the.
I don't know. I've never met people like that because usually they always
they really care about the personality, how they being treated. You know what I mean? Like
I've met people that have said that, but I've never met people that were truly like that. I don't know how to explain that to you. Like, there's people that say that, but then when you really observe them, they're really not like that. And then if you like listen to them, how they talk about other people, and
that's why I never listen to people always go out for how they are. Their actions tell you everything.
Their words snitch on them too, though. The way they express about other people snitches on them.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words, for sure. 100%. So what do you think? You think Brittany Renner is okay? Let me ask you: do you think Brittany Renner has the potential to find a significant other?
I think she does. I think it's.
Now, if you think she would, do you think she's going to have to lower her standards?
She's gonna have to be realistic.
Okay, so here the crazy part is: do you think that modern day women's want in men is realistic?
I think as you get older, that realistic guy doesn't look like he did when you were younger.
Correct. So what happens is reality humbles you really quickly, especially the older you get. Reality starts to humble
absolutely.
you. The man that you had access to in your early to mid 20s is not the man that you're going to be able to pull in your late 30s, early 40s. Stop it, Tia.
I would say yes, depending. I think what your wants and needs and your desires changes as time goes. You know.
All right. Well, you got anything you want to promote? Tell the world about. Let people know who you are. Or you want to stay anonymous?
I think I'm gonna stay anonymous for right now.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
I have something to say.
Say it.
I do feel she's gonna get what she desires because I believe in manifestation. The type of man she's gonna get though is gonna be the man that they speak about in that book, The Way to a Superior Man. She's gonna get a man that doesn't have a blown up ego, that is not gonna give a fuck what people say or think about her because what he sees or who he has is different than what people fucking see on the outside that are judging, talking shit about.
He gonna respect it
Yeah.
more than
Yeah.
I'm glad that you brought up that book. The Way of the Superior Man is an excellent book. I've read it about 10 times. That is an amazing book.
I love that book.
what is it called?
The Way of the Superior Man. Now, do I think that Brittany Renner is going to get a man like that? I'm going to say probably no way in hell. The reason for that is the man that she's looking for has to be better than what she's already dated. So we're talking multimillionaire. This is a man of status. This is a man that lives life in a certain way. And he's going to flaunt Brittany Renner as his wife. She is going to be the figure piece of his life. He may not give a fuck, but what women don't understand is, as a corporate entity, you have any sort of businesses or anything such as that, and you're parading with that type of woman, your peers no longer respect you. Men no longer respect you. You know what comes with her. And because of what comes with her, you could have a multi-billion-dollar deal on the table and lose that because of the woman that you deal with. And that is what women do not understand about men and how we choose who we put into our life and have around us. And the higher the man goes in life, honestly, the less he wants people to know about his woman.
Some dudes don't care.
When you get to a certain, unless she finds a billionaire and he has nothing to lose all day long, but he's also not going to be faithful to her.
But dudes wife hoes all the time.
No, dudes don't wife hoes. Pay attention to the dudes that wife hoes.
They do, because girls are not gonna be honest with them on their number. Girls be lying all the time.
But that's you're changing the goalpost a little bit. We're talking about someone we know where her past is at, so she can't hide it. She can't lie about it.
She's never lied though. I followed her. She's always been hella honest and real. That's
And
one of the things that I most admire about her. Because real, honest people are very rare. They care too much what people have to say, if they're going to respect them. And the thing is, when you're honest and real...
I don't think she's that real either.
I do.
Because she'll get on one podcast and I'm this, I'm that, I'm the baddest bitch, blah, 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 blah. And then the next day she's crying either on Facebook
That's
or
her
Instagram.
ego and then her vulnerability side. She's showing both of her energies. The thing is, one thing I do know is energy. And I do believe she has the power of manifestation. So whatever she desires, she gonna get. And what other people's limiting beliefs, that has nothing to do with what she has going on in her life right now. But she is gonna have to deal with scrutiny. She's gonna have to deal with some shit, maybe be alone for a little bit to really prove herself, to see if she's really about what she's saying. But I do feel she's gonna get whatever man she desires, she's gonna get it.
Okay, now I have to do this because I do this quite often. What is the definition of manifestation?
The definition of manifestation to me, or are you looking it up?
The actual definition of manifestation.
I've never looked it up, but I just know that I've been doing it since I was a little girl.
It's okay. So what you're doing is manifestation. Manifestation is a buzzword that have been thrown out like narcissistic in the last 2 years, and it's totally misused. It's like independent. Manifestation, an event, action, or object that clearly shows and embodies something, especially a theory or an abstract idea. The action or fact of showing an abstract idea. Okay? It is the synonym of sign or ailment. To say you're manifesting something, or the way that people do it is when you manifest something, you're making something happen. Well, the actual definition of manifesting is it's something that's already there. You can't manifest something that's already there, which is why I talk to so many people. And cool, we use buzzwords because it sounds good, but common sense was like lost, I want to swear, like 10 years ago, and people no longer read.
Everything is there, though. Everything you've ever thought about in your fucking mind, good or bad, it's
but
there.
It's not there in your life until you work for it. Okay?
Some people don't have to work for it, though.
Name someone that got something amazing and didn't work for it.
Myself. There's a lot of things I've gotten that I didn't really have to work for.
Name
People
one
just
thing
like,
in your life that was amazing you didn't have to work for.
all the jobs I've ever had where I've been laid back and
You worked
it was
for
chill.
those.
No, I didn't. I literally just applied and went
That's
to
the work.
Well,
Applying
the
is work.
thing is, it work is different for other people. You know,
It may
that
have
to
been an
me
easy
is just
job,
like, you know,
but
I
you
didn't
still
really have to
worked
do
get
much.
to that level.
I didn't have to get out of my. For me, work is having to get out of my comfort zone, and having to work through the fear and have the courage to do that. When it's something that comes natural to me, that's not work to me.
But
it was just like it just
But
happened.
your resume is your work. You had to build your resume to get to where you're at.
But I gave that 5 minutes. Like I literally typed.
But it may have been easy for you to get there in life, but you still had to do the work. So that's regardless, that is work. Now let's take a homeless person and give them your resume. Like
Faith without works is dead.
yeah, whether you want to acknowledge it, that was the actual, like, you did work to get to where you were at. It didn't just happen. Like, we work for everything that we get. And this is the thing. And relationships, that's where people are losing. They're not working for their relationship. They think that this special man is going to just drop in their lap and it's just going to be there. Yeah. That's not fact, because you also have to be a good woman, because it doesn't matter. If you're not a good woman, you can have the best man in the world and you're going to fuck it off.
Yeah. He gonna leave you.
So she can't manifest that because she's even proven to herself that's what she's admitting. She hasn't been a good woman. She's now figuring it out.
But she can always become a good woman, though.
Okay, but this is the problem.
And I've been seeing her actually evolve into a good woman.
But here, you know what the problem with that is? At this point, she's 33. She has a child with a different man. That man has moved on. The likelihood of her finding a man that's willing to take her serious and willing to raise another man's seed, another NBA athlete, because whether we like it or not, a man is going to look at this and go, can I give her the lifestyle that her baby daddy gave her? She was not working, riding around in a Bentley, lived in a $300 and some $1,000 a month mansion or a condo, and had a certain lifestyle. So she needs a certain type of man that is not looking to fuck her, but is looking to wife her. And then she has to be a good woman. She's aging. She's still beautiful. But now she has a very checkered past. That's not easy for men to overlook.
But not all men are the same, though. There's
Says
some men
who?
that there's some men that don't have a blown up ego and they have a balanced masculine and feminine energy, and they are willing to look past people's mistakes. They're not sitting there judging people from their mistakes because they know that they're not perfect and everybody makes mistakes.
Yes.
Just like
and
somebody can
Pretty
become,
Woman was an amazing
just because
movie.
somebody can become pure, like when you cleanse your energy, you become pure and you're celibate. I can also get dirty tomorrow, but then I can get pure again. That's the thing
But
that people don't understand.
Show me a man that's like that.
Show you a man that's like what?
The man that you speak of. Where are those men?
They are out there, and I see some of them online. I haven't met one personally, but I've seen some men personally that are working to get there. Correct. They're doing the work on themselves. Because what happened was, let's bring it all the way back. The reason why there's a dysfunction between feminines and masculines right now is because of the programming. If you read the book, Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, you will understand why they made sure that the woman didn't have the man. You will see all that and how it all played out. Right now, we are in basically the endings of that, and now we're realizing like, whoa, they really fucking programmed us bad. Women are in their masculine because they're independent. They gotta take care of themselves. Men out here are not taking care of their shit because they're in their fucking feminine energy. And a lot of it has to do with single moms.
Okay.
Because they raise them, they're still even crutches up to this fucking day. And the thing is, men thrive on stress. And if the mom didn't let them fucking get stressed and took care of their ass, they were in their feminine. But the women, at least in the Mexican culture, the women, we've been fucking stressed. Me and my sister are in our masculine. And right now she's married, so she's struggling with her husband with the whole feminine masculine shit. And then my brother acts like a bitch. He's in his fucking feminine, in his emotions. Men are logical, women are emotional. In order for a person to be a really good person, they have to be balanced, meaning their ego and their feminine are balanced. If there is no balance there, it's fucked up.
Okay.
You're either too logical or you don't and you have no emotions, or you're too much in your emotions and you don't fucking think for shit.
All right, so let's have this. Let's make that make sense. Then we're gonna make that make sense 100% because you hit it right on the head. So what you're telling me is a masculine man who is also in touch with his feminine, but also has his logic, and he has worked to become this amazing, perfect man, is going to deal with a woman that is 100% in her masculine, or because she's masculine. He's
not gonna deal with the woman in her masculine. He's gonna look for a woman that's gonna be balanced as well.
Everything that you just said is the number one reason why Brittany Renner wouldn't find that man.
But she's not in her masculine anymore. That's what she's
She's trying to get out of it.
She's trying to get out of it, right?
Right.
But it took. Okay, so we know, and she's been posting her life since.
Some people 40s.
Hold on, 19
or
to
never.
33.
I can die like that.
19 to 33. 19 to 33. Okay? You have to remove all of that training in order to get to a new you and become masculine and become a whole totally different woman than what you are today. Now, the entire time that you're going through this process, whether you like it or not, we all know she's aging, which is a woman's kryptonite. I don't care what anyone says. Aging women, that is your kryptonite. That's why you guys fight for your youth. All right? Her past is never going to leave her. These videos are never going to disappear. It's just not happening. So by the time she finds this man, let's say give or take 5 to 10 years, she's going to be either 38 or 43. What?
Who cares? Who cares what the age is when she settles down with the man that she desires?
That's the problem. Men care because we want to have children.
No, you care.
No.
You're already speaking for her man. You're not her man.
So that masculine man is not going to want children? He's not going to want a legacy? He's not going to want to build on something?
But you're saying you are predicting her future as if you
I'm
knew.
not.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
giving-
You're saying in 5 to 10 years, you're giving her an age already. She can find this fucking man because of this shit. It'd be a fucking low-key fucking billionaire that doesn't even have social media and all of a sudden falls in love with her and be like, find her. I don't give a fuck. Like, I love her. And all of a sudden, boom, I don't know.
Okay, but is that logical?
Nothing's logical. The thing is, where we're going after 2027, nothing's gonna be logical. People are gonna be doing shit and it's gonna be like, how did that happen? But it's because of the power of the mind and you're gonna see.
But we're still, okay, so again, you're predicting the future too.
I'm not. I'm telling you what it's actually, I'm already doing it and I've gotten confirmation astrologically that that's what's coming.
Okay, so if that's what's coming, and again, men are going to get to this perfection, this perfect
There's no
realm.
such thing as perfection.
Okay, well, he's going to get to this perfect balance of himself. Balanced men don't go for BS women. We know this. History has chosen and proven that time over time over time again. Pretty Woman was a great movie. It's not real life. It doesn't happen like that.
I never seen that movie, so
I
I don't know what you're talking about.
Y'all ain't never seen Pretty Woman?
But I've heard about it, and there's a prostitute or something like
Correct. But Richard Gere, a rich ass white man, came and took a prostitute off the street and basically ended up making her his wife. Yeah. But guess what? In the process of doing so, he almost lost everything. Literally. Almost lost
Almost
everything.
is the key word.
Correct. But the biggest
Y'all
key...
can gain back whatever
Biggest
y'all lose,
keyword
right?
is it's a movie. It's not real. It didn't really actually happen. It doesn't happen.
It does.
It's just rare.
Rare.
But it happens. I'm sure it happens.
And,
happens all the
and
time.
here's another part. Here's the other part that no one ever wants to talk about. These high value statured multimillionaire men, the type of man that she would need to fuck with, one, is rare. Two, has far more options, better options. Women with no children, no checkered past. He could go snatch a 21-year-old, put her on a yacht in freaking Miami, and say, "I'm going to change your life," and no one would know who she is. How you explain that?
What do you mean? Like,
The man that would need to pick her up and make her his wife is a man that is very elite, minuscule. There are a few of him. There are a lot of young, beautiful women. Like, I don't care what anyone says. A multimillionaire to billionaire man is thinking about his legacy. And as he thinks about his legacy, you don't see legacy with a Brittany Renner. You want to have children with a woman who doesn't have children, that will bear your children. You know those are your children. You're guaranteed.
let me ask you something. Are you a billionaire?
No.
Okay. You're speaking for how billionaire men think, but you're not a billionaire.
How many billionaire men are in the world? Do you know?
I don't know. And that's not something I look up, to be honest. I'm not a person that worries about money.
So it's like 25. Like total. That's men and women.
I'm sure she's not looking for a billionaire. That guy she was with was not a billionaire. Her baby daddy is not a billionaire.
But this is what I'm saying. The man that's going to pick her up has to be a millionaire or billionaire.
He doesn't have to be if she's willing to.
She's not. She's not going below her baby daddy.
How do you know? You act like you know
She
her
has
personally.
said that. That's her words.
I've never heard her say that. So
No,
I can't.
she says she refuses to settle. Her
Settle?
baby
What?
daddy got a $326 million contract. She ain't going below that. She said that.
Okay.
That's why she's only dealing. That's why she's. Well, I fucked this person.
Well, she
and
fucked
this
up by
person.
saying that. That's all. I didn't know she said that, but yeah, she fucked up by
So this
saying
is what
that
I'm saying.
because
when we're talking about Brittany Renner, you have to know the things that Brittany Renner has said out of her own mouth.
I came
She
on here
has-
to talk about what I put on the post. My post was about celibacy and how it was going to be harder for men to get coochie from women that are doing the work and healing and are being celibate and are not willing to give their fucking energy to anybody unless they're fucking worth it.
Okay.
Because our energy it's worth money. And that's what she's talking about too. What she realized was she was basically giving them her light, her energy. She was in a good mood, happy or whatever. She would have sex with them, demon exchange. And all of a sudden she was
Now-
depressed and fucking sad.
So
Men go through that
let's-
too, but they're just not self-aware enough when they sleep with women.
Let's go through that process. Let's go over that then, right? So with Brittany Renner, she basically has thrown it out there that she's done being a thought pocket. She is going to now be celibate.
She's been celibate, I think.
Oh no, she hasn't been. That's
From what because I remember when I started my celibacy, a few months later, she talked about being celibate. So I don't know.
She talked about being celibate, but her sex life is definitely public. She's not been celibate.
Oh, see, I don't know.
Now,
I don't know very much about her. It was just her. I looked at her regret and her realization because she was basically used to program, young girls to think that was cool. And the reason for that is for the energy exchange. So everybody can exchange their demons. And that's why everybody's fucking miserable and sad right now. and going through it because they've been exchanging shit and fucking around and their energy's dirty. And you're sad and depressed and you don't know why you're low, but it's because you have all that shit inside of you. Yoni steams are good. Reiki healing, any type of energy cleansing
Now,
will fucking help.
Here's a question for you. Do you think men truly take on energy when because a man goes into a woman. So are we giving energy or are we taking energy?
We're exchanging it. So let me tell you, I'm gonna give you an example where I already knew it, but it was like, you know how when you know something, you just like, you're basically still stupid and you're not doing the right thing, basically, you know? So I was like that with my daughter's dad. His energy was shitty. He's fucking whore.
Hold on. Natalia, so they said, Tia, blink twice if you need help. Killing it in the chat. That's hilarious. All right, go. So, sorry.
So my daughter's dad, you know, he's actually kind of famous. He's probably like an E or D celebrity. His name is Royce Bell. He's on MTV Wildin' Out. But he's a hoe, you know, like he's fucking been around. And when I started my spiritual journey because of him, when I left him, I was trying to be celibate and he would come around and I would be feeling fucking good. And he would be going through it, stressed, all this shit, right? But I'd be good because I've been celibate. I haven't been fucking people like he has. He would come around, just start rubbing my back. He knew my fucking spots. So I fell for his ass 3 times. Every one of those 3 times, I fucking fell sick the next day or had a fucking migraine. I just didn't fucking feel good. His ass was like, yeah, I'm ready to take on the world, you know, like, and then I let him know the first time after that happened. I was like, you fucking bitch, you stole my fucking energy. I was like, don't ever fucking touch me again. I was mad at him, but I should have been mad at myself, obviously. But I was mad at him. And then the second time, I was like, you dumbass. Like, not him to him, but I was like, you did it again. And then the third time, I was like, okay, this is really fucking it. You're done. And then that was it. And
So
we haven't fucked since then, but I've seen it firsthand there. Also, my other past sexual experiences, when my energy was high, the next day I'd be sad and depressed and be crying just for no reason, had no idea why. No idea why. And I've had conversations with men too, after letting them know that, they're like, you know what, there was this fucking hoe ass bitch one time. And then they started talking about it. So because of that, I do believe that it's an exchange and men do take on energy. Like we're all human
It's an
beings.
exchange for sure.
Men are just not aware.
I agree with that.
Okay.
The gunshots agree too, whatever that was.
So those was gunshots. I don't know that they agreed. So, you think celibacy for a woman? Okay, so that's a whole totally different.
Subject.
Correct.
We're gonna talk about the
Why not
sacrum.
practice celibacy before you've had multiple partners? Why not practice celibacy before you've had children? Why not do this? So that goes back to where we initially started. A woman's celibacy, a woman's body, a woman's sexuality what has been preserved this entire time, like throughout all of life, throughout people, you can call it religion, you can call it whatever. Every religion seems to agree that you're supposed to protect your woman, protect her virginity, protect her sexuality, protect her as a whole. Why become celibate after you've soiled yourself? Because at that point in time, and especially at certain ages, there's not many men. You're talking about this can take generations. And this, I mean, I agree with you. Women should, for the most part, they should be celibate and listen to the men you're planning 100% to be with. But if you don't plan on being with him, this hookup culture where women feel like they can do what men do, Brittany Renner's prime example, it's hurting them. Why go celibate after the fact instead of doing what you're supposed to do in the first place?
Because people make mistakes and they learn from them and they grow.
But are these mistakes hurting our culture?
Yes, all mistakes hurt culture when they're public like that, but it's also eye-opening. So her being public with her hoish ways and now being public and owning up like I fucking fucked up, y'all, that is big. That's kind of similar to me. I was a very judgmental person. If I felt strongly about something, I would speak out about it, and I would just argue with people all fucking day. Now I mind my motherfucking business. Now I'll sit there and I'll make my input of the subject, but you will never catch me talking about the person themselves.
So, agree or disagree? Promiscuity in a woman, good or bad?
Bad.
Why?
Because of the energy exchange.
That's it?
That's the main reason.
Tia.
What?
Promiscuity in a woman, good or bad?
I mean, depends. Kind of depends.
Does it feel good or does it feel bad? When
you are being promiscuous, like, you mean just like hunching or just having sexy energy?
say for example, your numbers were like high up there in the hundreds, right?
Okay.
Do you think that you will feel good or bad?
Oh,
about
100%
that?
when I feel good about it. What the hell? I feel ran through like I'm a choo-choo train. At this
But
point.
here's the problem. How come when women have been with like, I don't know, 15, 20 people, that same thought process, like you've had enough men that you don't sit there and at some point in time feel like you have been used. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, you've been used.
I feel like it also depends on your
most people haven't had 15 you haven't had 15 or 20
relationships.
relationships.
Huh?
Because most people can't say that they've had 10. If you haven't had 10 to 15 relationships, should you have had 10 to 15 bodies?
I mean, like, none of them was relationships. Like,
None of them. Okay, let's say one or two of them was relationships. Because this is the thing. These women today, her main relationship was her baby daddy.
That we know of.
No, she said it. That was her first real relationship. They got together when they were young. He was even younger.
but, yeah. I don't know. What question am I answering?
So, do you think that women should feel used when they've had multiple partners, but there's no even relationships attached to it?
Oh, I said already. It depends on your. I feel like it can depend on your intention when you having sex, sexual relationship or whatever. You know what I mean? Like whoever you hunching with, like it depends on your intention. Cause there are some girls, like we both said, where you could hunch and have no feelings for the other person. You know what I mean? Like you just wanted to take a piss. You know what I mean? So
I had a cuddle buddy.
So
Now, think about that. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
For me, because at that moment I was putting my orgasms ahead of everything, it was a good thing. I never saw it as being used. The only time that I feel like I possibly could have felt used is if I slept with them and then I wanted a relationship and they dipped out. And then but that's never happened to me. So like,
So it's your
I
intention.
feel like,
It's your intent.
Okay, so then we're having the conversation that leads to a whole totally different thing. Whereas that means that women are using sex the same way men have. Men have always used sex for two things: to create our legacy or to get off. So if you're dealing with multiple men sexually, and
I was in my masculine energy, so
so do you think that benefits you or hurts you? Because now you're celibate and you say you're waiting for a certain type of man, right?
yes, correct.
Okay.
No, I'm waiting for the same type of man I've always been looking for. The problem with me was these motherfuckers lied. And my intuition would tell me, but because their actions and their words were aligning for about 6 months, it's like when their mask falls off, that's my issue. Like that's why I've been single for 6 years, because I'm like, these motherfuckers just lie. They lie to just try to get there, and then once they're there, and then the mask falls off. That's my problem. I don't know what other problems other people have.
Well, you do
but that's my
realize why
problem.
men lie, right?
To get what they want.
Correct.
Yeah, that's annoying as fuck.
And
Like, just be real with me, bitch,
Right.
because you'll get me. You will have me wrapped around. I will be so submissive. Like, I have not met a man that can hurt my motherfucking feelings with the truth.
Yep.
But every
they're scared
woman
that I'ma leave,
says
and I
they
leave
want
anyways.
the truth until they get the truth. All right, we got Sock said good if she's collecting a check. My brother said
Right.
6 years. Damn. She
Yeah,
needs some
that's
good
how
dick.
scared I'm fucking.
He said you
fucking
need
am.
some good dick. All right. So here's the next the biggest thing, because you're basically living what so many other women are currently living in modern day dating and relationships. And that is, you're waiting for a certain type of man. Are you currently dating? Yes or no?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Okay. So 6 years. 6 years. You said you're how? You want to put your age on here?
Yeah, I'm 32.
Okay, so you started this at 26. You're 32. Okay. You plan on having any more children?
I don't want another one, but if I were to get with somebody that doesn't have children, I would be willing to give them one. And that's it. And then I close the factory.
Okay. So we ask these questions because these questions are very vital. Health is very significant. Age is very significant to childbirth, which we're going back to the Brittany Renner situation. You may not have a checkered past as she does, but you're like right in there on that line. She has 2 years before she's considered what is called what's the damn word? It's high risk childbirth. You're 3 years away from that, which means you have a 3-year window to find this perfect man.
The thing is, not in a rush. You just gave me numbers that I never even fucking. Now I'm gonna be thinking about that. Thank you.
But so here's this is why I love having these conversations, and these are the problems with modern day dating. And modern day dating, women, you guys have zero clue about, unfortunately, your own sexual mortality, the age range where you can.
No, I know
physically-
that. My mom had me at 36.
Correct.
So
where you
I know
can
that, but that's not
physically
something that's been
have
worried.
children that are healthy. And the thing about it is, it's not your health, it's the child's health. Then when you get to about 37, your health is actually in more question than the child's health. So now it's beyond super high risk. If you make it to 40, you then have to be in an incredible physical shape. It's super high risk. It's a known fact. The last 3-4 months of your pregnancy, you're probably going to be in the hospital because they're going to be watching you very closely to make sure you live through the pregnancy and that the child doesn't have any birth defects. So when we're saying we're taking our time to get to a certain place and get this certain person and this certain man, you have to understand that unfortunately your body is on a time clock, because if you do find this perfect man, and let's say this man doesn't have children and he wants children, you realize you've put yourself in a squeeze.
Yeah, but I don't think negatively like that. So that's not something, even though it is a reality, I don't sit there and ponder and focus on negativity. I grew up in that, and that's something these past 6 years, I've been programming my mind to always focus on the positive. There's always the polar opposite to anything. That's not where my focus is, because that's not what the fuck I'm trying to produce. I'm trying to have the least amount of negativity or fucked up shit happening to me as possible.
Now,
and that's been working.
But is that actually negativity, or is that just that is
It's
the
real.
reality
It
of
is
the world we
negativity
live
because
in?
it brings fear
Well,
and
it's-
worry. That energy's low. That's low vibrational. That's not energy I want to be in, want to be worried about. I don't think about that stuff.
We should be thinking about those things.
No,
Like
no.
men
Why would I?
and
Why would I
women.
want to worry my body? Do you know what worry and fear
Well,
does?
that- it
That
shouldn't-
actually fucks up your immune system.
It shouldn't put you in that much of a worry. What
Those
it
things
should
I
do
know. Those are not
is-
things that I'm like thinking about every day. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, I am not in a rush.
That would
I'm
be
not,
that
like,
would be
you know?
that would be more of a let me actually make sure I put myself in position to get to where I'm at. It's like, if I know that I mean, let's say I was broke and I knew I had to pay rent in a week, I'm not gonna say it's gonna put me in a low vibrational period. It's gonna make me hustle harder to make me know I got to get to my money. I don't know that that's low vibrational.
What
or-
low energy is, fear and worry. When you're feeling that, your energy's low. It's automatically low. And it's been actually, if you read the book, The Map of Consciousness, it gives you, and the guy that has a PhD, Dr. Hawkins, I don't remember what the hell his name was, but they tested that shit and that shit's real. Like when you are worried and in fear mode, you are red. Your aura's red and you're attracting nothing but lower shit. So whenever you're there, you don't want to stay there long. You want to get the fuck up and move your focus from whatever is causing you stress and worry.
But
and
we
fear.
do understand that fear is also made up in our heads. The same way we created fear, we dominate.
Yeah, and it's the opposite of love. So you get to choose. You can't be in both at the same time. So either you choose love or you choose fear. And it's normal for us to be in fear, but it's not normal for us to stay there. I grew up in that energy. Get the fuck up out of there. My aura, when I am taking care of myself properly and around the right people, my aura is naturally blue-green, which is love and a healer energy.
You see what color those lights are behind you and around you?
No. But yeah, it's
Every-
all energy. Everything's
every
all
light
energy.
in
I
my
see everything in
house-
energy.
Everything in my house is blue because blue is the color of peace, tranquility, and
Mm-hmm.
calmness.
Yeah, it sure is.
So that's. But I get it. Not everybody sees it the same thing. Me, I don't walk in fear because I know that anything that comes at me, I can take care of, handle, and diffuse.
And that's a mentality you need to have. Everybody needs to have that for that.
True, but then there's also like a healthy fear. Like as a child, I healthily feared my father. As a child, I healthily feared my grandfather and my uncles. Right? That's what helped mold me into the man that I am today, because that fear and the things that they told and taught me as a man in life was, with life, the more you go through, there's going to be consequences. Because you're a man, your consequences aren't going to be regular consequences. All of your consequences are going to be extreme. If you do the wrong thing, they're going to be quick to put you in jail. If you make the wrong choices, a woman is going to quick to point the finger and say you did it. Learn to move differently, be differently, and always make sure that you are in control of your situation as opposed to putting control into someone else's hands. Now, that is a fear.
That's good advice. I see that as good advice. I don't see that as fear. It depends on how they worded it, but it's good advice. It just, you have to pay attention when there's things that are rooted in love and rooted in fear. Anything rooted in fear, I don't fuck with. If it's rooted in love, but it could, manifest into fear if I'm worried about it so much, then yeah, but I look at it where it's rooted. To me, when you said that to me, I took it as good advice. I didn't take it as
good advice to a woman is you guys should actually get married younger, quit having sex, and then if you're at the age that you're at.
But when you're programmed and you don't have control of your mind, though.
Well, you do. You're always gonna have control of your mind.
When you're programmed and around the wrong people, and you grew up in survival mode, no, not really.
Okay,
you really have to.
I grew up in the
get
hood.
placed.
I grew up in survival. I've been in survival mode the majority of my life, right? And that survival mode is actually what, again, got me and my little brothers in here. We do very well in life. That survival mode actually is what propelled us to this next level, which I would always say is a much higher vibrational, because when you live low vibration areas, when you are in the ghettos, the hoods, the projects, those are all super low vibrational. Everyone is crabbing a bucket. Everybody's taking everybody down.
Everybody's scared.
There are certain people that come with a certain aura. You have to learn a certain skill to grow and push yourself to go to the next level in life, which puts you in a positive high vibrational.
And it
right?
comes down to mindset at
Correct.
the end of the day.
Everything correct. So if you yourself are in that right mindset, and then what I said to you is, hey, this is your next step, right? If I were your father, because my number one thing, the majority of the people who contact me are females, especially from this show since I started it, and say, hey, how can I make my relationship better? Or how can I do this? I'm gonna ask the same questions. you have children? Do you have kids? Do you care if the next person you date has children? Okay. If he wants children, are you going to be able to do that? Based off of your age, I'm going to give you, this is advice. You are now working against, the clock is working against you regardless. That's not going to put you in low vibrational. What it's going to do is, like with Brittany Renner, don't sit here and you technically can't take the next 5 to 10 years to get better. You need to fix yourself ASAP. You need to put yourself in a position and date this certain type of man sooner rather than later so that you get and are able to live your purpose and get to total happiness. And then guess what? There is no fear because all of that is removed because you did what you needed to in a short period of time as opposed to a long period of time, because it has been proven, unfortunately, based off statistics, that women don't seem to figure it out till they're in their mid to late 30s, which then it's too late. And that, unfortunately, most men aren't interested in you at that age, especially if you have children. So there are things that it's not vibrational. It's just fact.
But it's not something that is in my mind. I know all those things that you said, they're true and they're real. But that's not something that sits in my head. I got better things to be thinking about in my head. I got a business. I got my 2 kids. You know, a relationship is desired. And if it comes at the right time, whenever it's supposed to. I'm not going to go out there looking for it. I'm also not really waiting because I'm having fun.
So it's
I'm having fun.
So it's not a priority.
If it comes, it comes. I'm not sitting there and actively looking. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not. I don't ever want to date anybody from social media. When I go out, and if I were to fucking, if I were to meet a guy,
85% of the
I know, correct.
The world,
but I
you
get
just
hit on
knocked
when
out
I'm
the
out.
box.
I get hit on when I'm out, even with my children. So if I were to get hit on by a fucking guy that I can feel his fucking energy from there, or whatever, we hit it off, then we fucking hit it off. I don't know. But the thing is, I don't sit there and think about my biological clock.
Right,
especially because I don't care about having another child.
I get this question. So what happens if you meet this guy and you're coming down the cereal aisle and he's angry because they were out of Fruity Pebbles, so it throws off his energy? You really gonna say no?
He's not gonna talk to me if he's angry about the Fruity Pebbles.
That's not true. If I see an attractive one, so
he's angry and all of a sudden, and he just starts. Then he's not being angry towards me. He's not being angry towards me. All of a sudden, his face just got brightened when he saw me, and the eye contact, the connection, the connection is very rare when you get that with people. I can luckily say that both of my baby daddies, I had that strong ass connection with them. I will actually say, after the fact, I was able to see where I fucked up at with them, where it could have probably been something more, because both of them brought up marriage first. I never brought that shit up. It could have been something more, but I was too deep in my masculine, and I was like, you can't fucking tell me shit. I didn't know nothing about feminine or nothing. I just knew that I grew up raised by a single mom, and I've always had to fucking get my shit on my own. I'm 32 years old. I've owned 2 homes. The home that I have right now is worth over $500,000. I got all that shit by myself. You know, that's masculine energy. I didn't want to be there, but I had to. If I wanted a fucking house, I'm gonna go get that fucking house. I'm not gonna sit here and wait or do what my mom wanted me to do. She's like, just get a guy that has a really good job, has money. And I'm like, I'm not a fucking gold digger. That's not a gold digger. To me it is, because I need that connection. If you come with money, good. But if that connection is not there, you don't make me feel good. You don't add top of that to make me feel good.
Super masculine energy, because that's not.
Yeah, super. I was not feminine at all.
Because having or waiting for a man that comes along and do what a man is supposed to do, which is protect, safety, security, provision, right? That puts you in your feminine, right? But
to receive. And that's something I've been healing, and it's taken years to be able to receive, because it feels uncomfortable.
The fact that you refuse to accept that or even take that actually is, that makes it a lot harder. Like, see, whether we know it or not, that is your purpose in life. Your purpose is just that. Like women hate the word being submissive. That's not a. You're submissive to your freaking children. It's not a horrible thing. You're already there. You already do it. The thing is allowing yourself. Women aren't gold diggers. Y'all practice hypergamy. Hypergamy means you date up. You want a man that makes more money than you. You want a man that's taller than you. You want a man that can teach you something that is there for you, that takes you to your next level in life. That doesn't make you a gold digger.
But according to how society viewed it and the way the people that I was around, they viewed it that way. Also,
but
there would be
you
men
don't
with
see
money.
Yourself as society does.
There would be men with money that would come at me and still do. Even in my DMs, like, what bill do you need me to pay? And I'm just like, I can't. Like, if I am not attracted to you, if I've seen your posts and I don't really like how you fucking think and shit about certain things, I can't accept shit from you. Like, I cannot. And that's something that I'm working on because I've been, since I grew up, since I was little, in my masculine energy. And I thought that was cool. I thought that was okay. Now, this year, I was able to find my balance between the both. And I still struggle to get help, even from my own family. So that's just something that is fucked up in society because women that have been in their masculine for so long, it's gonna be very hard for them. If they're not actively trying to heal themselves and work through it, it's gonna be really, really hard for them to be properly receive.
Brittany Renner and other women that have acted as Brittany Renner, they're not finna get anything in this lifetime. It's gonna take
She's changing though.
It's gonna take 2 to 3 more generations of true feminine women. Basically, our great grandmothers, honestly.
But even that wasn't healthy though. They were stepping mats. You know, when you're too much in your feminine energy, you're stepping mat. That's why they had other families and they always got cheated on. That's the thing. When you're too much in your women vulnerability yin, you're a stepping mat. When you're too much in your masculine, nobody can tell you shit. That's why people need to learn how to have a balance. Or when you have a relationship, sometimes in a relationship it works where the woman is a little bit more masculine than the man. But I'm healing and I want to be able to receive. I want to be soft. I want to let my guard down. I want to let my armor down.
Okay,
I desire that.
I have a question real quick, especially when so that's the very modern day tax that our grandmothers and great grandmothers were stepping mats and they basically were like slaves to their men, right?
Yeah, and they were not happy and they rarely had orgasms, if any.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to disagree with that.
Well, it's actually a fact. Only about 50% of women, and it's barely growing, actually have orgasm with men. So you could disagree, but the facts are out there.
I'm not disagreeing with the orgasm
not
aspect. Not every woman orgasms. That's a physical thing. That is a
no. They all do. Just men just don't know what they're doing.
That's where I'm gonna say y'all have to take that up with God. Okay.
No.
And the reason
because the vibrator works. I mean, the vibrator
does something that the physical body doesn't do, so it should work. It's giving you a sensation.
Well, the men
that
are
no
taught
man
to
can
be
give
jackhammers. They're not taught to actually stroke and get to know the woman's body. They're not taught to be, touching on the woman. That's feminine energy. When a man does foreplay, that is feminine energy because he's caring about his woman.
I'm gonna ask you a very serious
and that's rare.
question. Very serious question. Okay. When God created this earth and then he made women and he said, go out and multiply. He made an egg and he made sperm. You get 120 sperm every day. We start off fresh with 120 million. You get one egg once a month. Okay. You got a 4-day period. That means that man can go out every single day and make children, correct?
No, that does not mean that. That just means that his body spits out that sperm.
Correct.
It doesn't mean he has to get people pregnant.
I didn't say he had to.
But that's what you said.
You have to listen to the question. The question is, he produces 120 million sperm every day, which means he physically can create children every day, correct?
Yes, if you wanted to.
Okay. you can only physically create a child once a month, 4 days in a month, in a 30-day cycle, correct?
Well, no, not once a month. If I get pregnant once, that's 9 months.
No,
So
no,
basically
but
once a year.
your body
I can get
is-
pregnant once a year.
Your body is able to get pregnant, though, and once every 30 days until you get pregnant. But you have the ability to get pregnant, correct?
Correct.
All right. So I want you to think about that. In order for a man to get you pregnant, does he need to ejaculate? AKA orgasm.
Because the pre-cum could do the
Correct,
work.
which happens right before he.
It can happen. No, it happens in the kissing, and they be wet. They be wet when we kiss.
Okay, but what I'm saying is the point of it is a man's sperm, the 120 million are what pretty much ensures pregnancy. So he needs to ejaculate. A woman doesn't need to ejaculate to get pregnant. She needs to ovulate. So the rules of the game, unfortunately, are played way different.
You haven't heard of tantric sex. So tantric sex,
we
men
can-
don't have to
we can
come to get the
call-
woman pregnant. They can actually manifest just like one sperm. I've been learning about this the last like 2 or 3 months about tantric sex, where people have like a married couple have tantric sex and they get pregnant, but the man never comes.
That nigga's coming.
I don't know. No, the way that they do
I'm
it.
sorry.
You've never experienced it. I've never. My ego. I'm telling you. I'm like, I can never come. Like what the fuck? He can't come. We can't come. And it's the way the Kundalini. This is on some other shit. But like, let me just tell you, just because we haven't experienced it, it can't happen. But
I can't wait.
Trust me.
I can't wait for her to bring her ass back here. She goes by the Yoni Queen. You can see her all over Instagram, all over TikTok. I can't wait for her to bring her ass back to Arizona so I can get her on the show. At the end of the
It's white
day,
tantra.
them men still end up, they release. It's a controlled release. It's
There's
like,
different type of tantras. This one's different, and the guy that is teaching it, he says it's very rare and it's not really taught. And yeah, I don't know her, but I'm just letting you know what I'm learning
when
about
Adam
white
went
tantra.
into Eve, he wasn't doing tantric. When Moses went into Sarai,
Yeah, but we're not Moses. We're Moses. I'm Carla, and I'm gonna do what feels good to me and what calls me.
And I say that, and
as long as it's not harming nobody.
That is the biggest. That is the biggest thing in the current modern world that we live in today. Is we are selfish people. I'm not gonna sit here and never say that my great grandmother.
How am I selfish? I don't get it.
I said as a people we are.
Yeah,
selfish.
but it was after the comment that I said. So I'm just trying to understand like where the selfish thing is. If I'm looking to do whatever feels right to me and it's not harming anybody, how is that selfish?
Okay, so I'm gonna say get out of your masculine. Let me finish the comment, and you would actually hear it, which goes back to say that our grandparents were stepping mats. I would never in life utter that out of my words because I've talked to not only my great grandparents before they passed, but others when I worked at a nursing home called Balanced Care. The difference between the women then and the women of today is they understood what men were, the nature of a man. Every grandmother, even to most of your grandmothers, if she's in her 50, 60, 70 years old, has told you, let a man be a man, you be a woman, mind your home and your business because that is the only thing that matters. When your husband comes home to you, it is your job to tend to your husband. They practice duty. That is what marriage has always been since the very beginning of time.
And it wasn't fair.
Practicing
if we're being honest, it wasn't fair.
Duty. Now, modern day will say that it wasn't fair. But if we really want to say what's not fair, cool. But in today's society, we want to live a fair and equal relationship.
And happy life. They were not happy either. Let's be real on that.
Happiness comes and goes like love comes and goes.
Yeah,
That's
but as
the
a
problem.
whole, as a general, they were not happy.
Says who?
Says them and their health. if they have any sort of heart problems, that heart chakra is not pure. That heart chakra has energy that needs to be released. They gotta cry some shit. They gotta forgive themselves. They gotta do some shit because those energies manifest into disease.
Well, then I'm going to say that those women were extremely happy because they outlived their men by 20 to 30 years. The men died
But
early.
did they have heart problems? That's the thing.
The men or the
length
women?
of time doesn't matter. It's the
men
heart
or the
problems. Because if
women?
you have heart problems, you're not a happy person. You could pretend you are all day, but you truly are not because your energy in there. Do you have energy
Well,
in there
those
that
women will
needs to
become
come out?
widows and be widowed for 10, 15,
Yeah, but I'm
20
just
years.
talking in general. Like, it's very rare when I see a couple that I could tell they got a lot of love and you could tell that both of them are happy. Because there's always going to be problems, but you could still see I have problems, but I'm still fucking happy.
So our grandparents were far from that.
I don't know.
Men as a
Mine and the people
whole-
I knew, they were.
Men as a whole, since the beginning of time, well, first and foremost, the stats have been out. They're there. And we live them today. The majority of men in the world can't even have sex, let alone bear children. You have men right now, today, 2022, basically 2023. Men between the ages of 18 and 30 are either virgins or have not had a sexual partner this year.
Dang, celibacy is taking off then.
You do the same demographic for women, and unfortunately, that is not the case.
No.
They're very promiscuous. They're having sex with multiple men. So there is a difference.
Yeah,
Women
'cause
are living
women
more
are
like men, and men are living more like women of the past. And then we're wondering what is wrong with the current modern day relationships. Well, guess what? Women, over time and since the beginning of time, 93% of women in the world have bore children compared to 37% of the men. Y'all love to choose the Alexander the Greats. Y'all love to choose the Genghis Khans. You always go for the biggest, strongest, and now today, freshest looking dudes who have a pick of the litter. Which, guess what? They're never going to be faithful to you. But they were never intended by God's own will to be faithful to you. So for anyone that says that they believe anything biblical can never disagree with that because it's written right there in the same word that you live. True, but who in the Bible was faithful?
I don't know. I honestly don't. I don't feel drawn or called to read the Bible. I have a really religious brother that I just say things that are in the Bible naturally because like, oh, like this, and he'll pull it up. I don't feel drawn to read it. I just go by what I've been saying.
Okay. The first thing that I would say is before you can disagree with something, because I can tell you the Bible front to back.
I
left
disagree
and right,
with it because
up
that's
and
not
down.
something I would like to
But that's
embody. You know, that's why I said it from the beginning. I'd rather be single. If that's what God intended, I'm sorry, God, not this life, maybe next life, because not this one. For me.
God's will was for men to go out and multiply, which also goes back to we create 120 million sperm, and if we wanted to, we could make children every single day. One man, you could take one man and put him with 30 million or 30 women, and they will repopulate the earth. You could take one woman and put them with 1,000 men. She's not repopulating anything. So there is a huge difference. It was created the way it is for a certain thing to happen. Women back in the day actually understood that. They weren't complaining about their husbands cheating on them. What they actually complained about, if anything, was if their man put their hands on them, which that is not appreciated, nor is it something that is looked on upon as good in any faith, any culture, any creed, any race. As a matter of fact, only 3% of animal kingdom even practices one man and one woman. So the fact that we go against what natural creation has created us to be in order to say this is not what I'm going to do or that's not what I'm going to do, that is also the failure in what would, at this point, we are 60% below what we call our replacement rate. for the last 70 years, we haven't replaced ourselves. As in, the one thing you were actually here on earth for in the first place isn't your career, isn't your house, isn't your money. It is for you to replace yourself, as in have children.
My
Family.
life purpose here was not to have children. My life purpose is to spread the word on how energy works and how we all have the capability to heal ourselves. That's my life purpose.
I'm going to say your life purpose can never be that because you have many miniature.
I don't care what you think that my life purpose is. I'm letting you know what I know and what I've been told.
But you
by
already have
several
them.
mediums.
That is the line you were already meant to walk. You already have them. It's not what I'm saying. It's what you're already living. You already have children. So
yeah, but that was not my purpose. My purpose was not to have children, though. My purpose here was to use my voice, my throat chakra, and speak the truth on, well, my truth, because there's different truths, right? To speak my truth, to speak my perspective, to see how I view the world and how it makes sense to me.
In life, there is only the truth. It's not your truth. It's not my truth. There is only the truth.
There is a lot of truths, unfortunately. Whether we like to see it or not, you have that belief.
I can go murder someone and be like, "Well, this is my truth."
If that is, but that's none of my fucking business. You know, that's between you and God. You know,
okay, so
same
same
thing when I'm saying that's between me and God.
In life, I'm not gonna lie to my viewers or other people. That is bullshit, and I will never agree to that. There's no such thing.
You don't have to.
As my truth. There is truth. You can't change what truth is. The color black is the color black. I'm not going to sit here and say my truth says the color is not black. It's dark gray. The sky is blue. That is not your truth. That is the truth. You can say throat chakras and anything else that you want to throw, and you're speaking the truth. Well, in order to speak
I'm speaking my truth. I am speaking my truth.
Your truth.
Correct.
Well, unfortunately, the world doesn't experience your walk in life.
A lot of people actually, after hearing me speak and the way I view things, a lot of things actually make sense for them in their lives.
And David Koresh did the exact same thing and took hundreds of thousands of people to go and die. And so did Haley Bop, and they all committed freaking...
I'm not leading nobody to no lower energies. That's for damn sure.
Correct.
And that could be proven by taking a picture of their auras before and after, before I deal with them, all of that. Yeah, that's just on another subject. But it's getting really late. It's 10:38. I don't know. This is going somewhere else now. Way left.
So, there is the truth. Whether you choose to accept the truth, now those are the things
I respect it. I respect your truth.
I don't want anyone to respect my truth because I don't speak my truth. The things that I speak on aren't the things.
Well, I'm
that
letting
are
you know I respect
100.
what your view is, you know,
Yeah.
and I also ask for the same respect as well, which I'm not feeling.
Oh, I'm
and,
definitely not
you know,
going to respect bullshit.
Okay,
because
that's fine.
that's what it is. That's to me that's bullshit. So, good. Have a great one. So, at the end of the day, that is something that I will never do. And as you guys know, I'm about as real as it gets. Don't come at me talking some my truth, and I respect your. Well, I'm not going to respect something that isn't real. You can speak your truth. You started off this wanting to speak in a certain manner about certain things. Cool. It's great. We can have these conversations. But what happens is when the conversations get to a point to where you question them on the things that they do and what they say, and then the actions don't align. So you are doing Reiki in a very Christian manner, but you don't read the Bible.
Right.
That don't make no motherfucking sense.
Right.
You can't sit here and practice and preach something, right? You came in one way saying one thing, but you are going to leave when you actually get questioned. No, there's a reason your ass been single for 6 fucking years. You batshit crazy. You say one thing, but you do another. And you're celibate. You have multiple children with multiple baby daddies, and now you're celibate. Bitch, you can sell a bit. I'm not buying the bit. That's not reality. This is exactly what I knew it was going to be, and I've been waiting for this shit. Okay? You cannot come to No Cap Reacts and think that you are going to cap, whether you are male or female, right? And what happens is when you question a person about their bullshit, they walk out.
They flee.
They run quickly. Don't come to a man that is well versed in the Mashiach, in the word, in the Bible, 100%, and then start talking Bible and then can't do it. You want to live in a certain manner in life? Great. Perfect. But don't sit here and say, and then, oh, I'm working on being in my feminine. This entire time you showed nothing feminine. Shit, you don't sound feminine. You're not speaking in a feminine manner. Men are going to want a feminine woman. My brother said she gonna cry in the car.
Yeah. She was already starting to cry.
As a man, you are not going to lead a man.
Karla.
It's not gonna happen. That is fake. That is bullshit. That will not happen here. We know on Friday nights this is not what it is. She chose to have this conversation. She actually messaged me.
She should have just been a call in there.
She should have just been a call because she made a fool out of herself. Okay? If you do not know who I am, hi, my name is
She finna make a Facebook status about
John
you.
Bailey, and I just don't play. I'm not. Don't come here thinking.
That made me hungry.
Did she not say, I do Ricky and I'm doing it in the goodest
Yeah.
faith and the goodest spirit,
Yeah.
and I'm the church, and his real name is Yahshua and Yahweh, right? But you ain't read a Bible?
Yeah, I was finna harp on that, but I can already feel her energy was already in defense mode, so I was like, I don't want her to feel like we both ganging up on her. But
And that's the problem. Why are you in defense
I was
mode?
finna go like, how you believe in God, but you don't read the Bible, when God say in the Bible that you gotta read the Bible to be a believer, kinda ish. You know what I mean? Like you gotta read His word to a certain extent. Like she just said, I'm not drawn to read the Bible. What you mean you not like? You've never read the Bible, but you think you could just, you know, like I get intuition and shit like that, you know, like that threw me off a little bit. I ain't say nothing because she been in defense mode for a long time, and I didn't want her to feel like we're both ganging up on her, but yeah.
Was I wrong?
Nah, you was just being yourself, like you were just being you, like. But I said that before we cut the cameras on, before she got here. Do she know where she coming? Like, I don't think she wanna like. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, people don't be knowing really. They maybe watch it or hear the conversation and stuff, but it's like different when you hear, because like you gotta take it face on. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, you grown enough to where you could have just held that into the end and just, you know, let that been the last time you came in the show. Like, I mean, she can walk out like she did, but like for the sake of, you know, we just adults having a mature, open conversation, like a real conversation. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I swear, it's something I never thought that would happen, but let's check that off the list now. You know, like there's something new every time. Every time.
And here's my thing. If you come on here and you, because I let people choose what they want to talk about, right? I'm well versed in a lot of things. So when you come and you say things, I'm going to ask you questions. We have this whole line, this whole phone line for people to call in and ask you questions. And then when we ask you questions and you can't even answer the questions correctly, or what you're trying to do is you try to change the goalpost. You go from left field to right field all of a sudden, but the ball got hit to left field. Why would you
She
throw it to
also was
right
coming from a personal perspective in everything. She like yeah, it's good to be personal, you know what I mean? But you know, I think she was like too personal in certain things. She was like applying it to her life and stuff like that. Like I know I do that too, but you know what I mean? Like on certain things, I don't know. Like
Someone said it's lacking maturity right now.
Yeah.
And then she manifested jobs, but not a man.
Oh.
How do you manifest a job? And hold on, we actually went over the word manifest, what manifest means. Like, you're still misusing. I understand that's a buzzword today, but y'all need to understand what manifesting is. And the way that y'all use the word manifest is wrong. And then she says she don't live in fear. Well, I ain't gonna lie. When she was walking to come get on the show from her car and I was bringing her in here, she was living in fear because according to her, she's not going to live in Arizona, but she was scared to move. So you're already living in fear. So there's things that I almost said it and I was like, I'm going to hold my tongue. But yeah, when you sit here and say, I'm speaking my truth and you have multiple people coming to you and it's your truth, I'm sorry, but you're projecting your truth to be everyone's truth. And I myself am not even going to portray or try to put that onto the people who watch my podcast. We get hundreds of thousands of people that come to this channel. I have the numbers. There are hundreds of thousands of people that will come through and watch this channel and watch this video. For me to sit here and allow someone to say that I have, well, I seen also your podcast. You have been on YouTube for 4 years. You have 60 subscribers and your biggest video has 62 views. It's a huge difference. My truth.
You are so petty.
I know I'm petty. I'll be petty. Don't come on my show bullshit. That's why for the guys that come on here, I make it very clear. I am a man, not a bitch boy. I am 100% in my masculinity. I don't live in ego. I don't portray shit onto other people. I am 100% open. I will listen to everything that you have to say. I will respect everything that you have to say. But when I know it's a blatant lie and it's bullshit, I am going to also call you out on that. I'm going to hold you accountable. She's going to say that the whole Brittany Renner thing, the only thing she got from that was the fact that she's being celibate. But then she didn't even know that Brittany Renner's not even being celibate. So what are you talking about? 602-736-6660. Phone lines is open. Let me know if I was in the wrong. For those of you that was watching, just let me know. Was I wrong for saying that that's bullshit? What, am I wrong for someone coming on here saying they practice? I mean, you have tantric sex and he ain't coming in her, but they're getting pregnant?
No, what is tantric sex? What?
Tantric sex is positions. It is the positioning. And tantric sex, I'm very well versed in Kama Sutra. I read that shit as a teenager. All the different positions you can put in, the certain way. The women that I've been with can literally tell you there is one specific. Oh, hold on. Answer. You're alive on the air.
Nigga, you need Jesus. You know that?
Do what?
You need Jesus. You know that
This is my
you
little brother.
gonna make her cry in the motherfucking car. She gonna cry in the car.
So I'm not finna make her cry.
Hey,
She gonna be talking to
She
her
crying.
son.
She already
gonna be
crying.
she crying to her son. That's what she doing.
She ain't gonna be crying because of me. She came and
Look,
said,
nigga, you gotta have a filter with these David Koresh
No,
motherfuckers.
this is
bitches.
not
You
a
can't
show of
just
filter.
let them-
said David Koresh.
This is not a show for filter.
Okay, but be real. Was I wrong for what I said?
No. I mean, I wouldn't have necessarily put it like you did, but you know, each their own.
But he was
You
being
ain't got no
real.
filter.
She wanted his respect. He said, "No, I don't respect you. You can't be mad because he don't respect
What up, Money?
the way that you coming from."
Yeah, I'm not gonna respect the fact that you are sitting here lying, saying that the only thing you preach to people is your truth, and you're coming from a spiritual place, but you don't read the Bible. Nigga, you grew up in the same house I did. How often did we read the Bible? We was made to read the Bible. We wrote book reports on the Bible.
Every Saturday. every Saturday, the Sabbath, every Sunday, 7 days a week. It was crazy. But look, I was just watching this show, man. You know, she crazy as fuck. And I'm just saying, you done made that girl cry if she ain't commit suicide already.
Stop. We don't use terms like that. That ain't gonna happen. Hopefully
I'm
she.
just saying, you just cracked her. You cracked her. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, I appreciate you.
All right.
So
See you, bro.
someone said she
Yeah.
stole Tia's energy and gave it back when she left. Tia, awake now. Oh my God. All right, 602-736-6660. Do y'all feel I was wrong in what I said? If so, let me know. By all means, call in and tell me I was wrong. I'll be the first person to admit. So I don't do this to make enemies or do anything like that, but I'm sorry. You can't just sit here and say anything. Like, that's the problem with the world today is we allow people to just say anything and then we take that as it's some sort of truth and we run with that. And a lot of stuff that she was saying is not true. Like, you manifest the jobs that you have. How you manifest the job? You put in work to get jobs you have. There's no job you can just lay down on and do nothing. So you didn't manifest that $500,000 house you say you got. You worked for that. You had to work to get a good credit score. You had to work to put the down payment. You got to work to pay it off. Like, the nonsensical things that people say. You just back there eating your chips.
Hey, I don't know what you want me to say. I just be sitting back here like, I mean, I be listening to them. See, because I know you would call her outer too, because I'm going to call her outer, but you would call her outer. So, like, I'll be letting you do the call out.
Why you make me the bad guy?
No, I'm not a bad guy. They come out here and they feel comfortable with doing the different perspectives. See, and here's another thing.
She thought I was going to agree with her.
And for me, when I figure out your age, like, I like to see where your head is at, where you thinking, how you know what I mean, how you moving and stuff like that. Because, like, I'm 25, so when people come up on here and they 30 plus and 40 plus and stuff like that, excuse me, I just like to see where their head is at, and you gonna pick their brain well. You know what I mean? Like, so I just be sitting back and listening. You know, sometimes I'll say something if something is off, but you was asking the question and going in the directions that I would go, because, like, when you start saying stuff and then she's like, oh, I don't read the Bible, and then what else? And then she kept saying, like, she didn't put no work in for the job. It's like you literally went to the job interview and you put the application in. You know what I mean? Well, I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to work much. Like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like you did. And then the Bible would say faith without works is dead. And when I said that, she just, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? And in my head, I'm like, you don't know that scripture, you know, but because you don't read the Bible. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was cool. Talking about they took my energy. I guess that's the sign. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm sure that happens every time. Like, I don't know. That just, I can't believe she, like, I can feel like when she was responding and like when she was just listening, like she was really into it. Like, when she would say certain things, you know what I mean? Like, which is cool, you know, but then you got to the point to where you had to walk off like that. Like, you had to walk off. Like, you got up and you left. You literally walked off and left.
So when people remove themselves from conversations, one of two things has happened. They either feel defeated or their truth has been exposed. Because nothing about that was confrontational, and that's just it. You can sit here and say that you respect me, but for me to say I can't sit here and say that I respect that because I'm not gonna lie to my viewers. And you say, well, I'm not gonna take the disrespect. That's not disrespect. And again, that also goes to current.
Say fuck your truth. You just said like, I get what you were saying. You basically were saying you can't go around projecting your truth on everybody.
Correct, because it's not the truth.
Right.
Everybody doesn't walk your life. Okay, so you're sitting here saying that you were raised by a single parent and you took on all this masculine single parent energy, right? But you're not projecting that now. No, you are, because you're. I didn't know you had multiple baby daddies, so that honestly doesn't make it better. That makes it worse. That makes the situation, your situation, much worse. And if you want to come here, and there is a lot of stuff that we give, a lot of information we give here towards dating, I'm sorry, but that changes the whole dynamic of the conversation. A man, the man you're looking for, has to deal with you and 2 other people while raising 2 people that aren't his. And you're going to claim the celibacy clause? You want to be celibate after you've slept with multiple people, had multiple children with multiple men, and now you're celibate. I'm sorry, no men are entertaining you. That's reality. No men are entertaining you. You can't tell me that you live life, had your fun, and even proclaim that you can sleep with people and have zero feelings whatsoever. Why would a man want to deal with you? That's not classy, boo-boo. That's not classy. So,
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
closing thoughts.
I think she needs to just do a Reiki cleansing or whatever it is that she does. She need. I mean, like, I ain't trying to talk about it, but like, I don't know why you had to walk off like that. You know, like, I don't know, but yeah, ladies, let's not be Brittany Renners. We fuck with you, Brittany, but you know, let's not bounce around. Let's know our self-worth and control our emotion and heal and just learn to continue to control our emotions. Control our emotions. Shmoney Eats tomorrow. Bring your appetite. Soul food, soul platter, Saturday. Come get some. I promise every plate comes with a drink and every plate is made with love. And it tastes like home, even if you ain't got one. Okay? Tomorrow, Saturday, soul platter day. Saturday, soul platter day. Saturday, soul food platter day. Come get you some. Come eat with Shmoney. See you tomorrow.
You know, this is crazy.
Bring your appetite. For real. Don't eat tonight. It's 11 o'clock.
Is it? Oh, it is.
She said, yeah, it's getting I'm late. Now, whoop.
All right.
Feathers ruffled.
This was not a Freaky Friday. Well, actually, it was a Freaky Friday. So, I got to end off the year with the first walk-off on the show. I've honestly been waiting for that to happen because I know at some point in time it was going to happen. Almost every podcast in the world has somebody that walks off.
Wow.
9 times out of 10, when you know you're not right and you have another foot to stand on. And yes, for those of you that don't know, I'm a very educated man. I can speak very educated, and I'm far from emotional. So I'm not going to talk in emotions. I'm going to give you facts, and I'm going to give you statistics, and I'm going to give you the definition of words. If you, and she continued to use it. I'm manifesting. You don't even know what manifest means. But yeah, I'm gonna close the show with Brittany Renner in her lifetime is probably not gonna find anybody. She has soiled herself beyond repair. I wish her all the luck, but we have to live in reality. And in reality, men are not looking for very promiscuous women that are openly promiscuous, have children with other men, and then feel like at any point in time that man is going to walk in and treat you as a queen when you yourself has not treated you as a queen. Brittany was very honest about something and saying that she did not see her self-worth. I would love, I have a 13-year-old daughter, okay? And one of the biggest things that I speak with her about is her self-worth. Her worth is not tied to a man. Her worth is tied to her and how she feels. Your worth is attached to just that. The key word is self. It's not what other people think of you. It's not what people portray you to be. It is exactly who you are, how you live, and the things that you do. I will back you 100% in the decisions you make, but if you make the bad decisions, it is also my job as a parent to teach you to make better decisions. Promiscuity is not anything that I would teach or preach to any woman that at some point in time, whether you like it or not,
You don't teach that. You shouldn't.
You think that a lot of these women ain't teaching that?
You shouldn't teach that to your child. That's just something that comes naturally. Like,
okay. But it doesn't come naturally if they are raised correctly. I am there for my daughter in every way possible. You're going to have feelings. You're going to like boys. Boys are going to like you, but you need to also understand that boys, a lot of the time, especially at her age and as she gets older, it's just sex. I'm very open and honest with her. A man's cheating isn't per se putting his penis in someone else. It is whether or not he is willing to die for you and protect you. If he's giving that energy to another woman, you have lost him. He won't be emotionally tied to another woman unless you guys have had this conversation and have chosen to bring another woman in as y'all would call them sister wives, blah, 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 blah. That's not even legal in the United States, but, you know, it is what it is. It still happens. It is very biblical. It has happened since the beginning of time. It is not going to change. You can't change what DNA has been placed in us when our higher power said, let there be light. Our purpose is to be mothers and fathers, nothing else. I'm sorry, but I could never agree with a woman who is also sitting here raising children, saying that her purpose is not her kids. But you have kids. That doesn't sit well with me because what you're telling me is you're not putting your all into your children. That's not ever going to be a good thing. I am a father to the bone. And I put my children in a very high regard. And in most cases, I will put my children above a lot of people, all people for the most part, because they're for sure who I will damnly die for. They are my purpose. They are my many versions of who I am. When I die, they carry on my name. That will never sit well with me, unfortunately. 2022 has been an amazing year. You guys will actually see us on Sunday. Initially, she said she was coming back, but no, she ain't coming back.
she definitely ain't coming back.
She wanted to come back for a real conversation, but she couldn't handle the one that wasn't real. So we will be back here on Sunday. Tia joined us in October, but we can talk about our past shows, our goals for 2023.
Yeah.
It'll just be us. I won't put anybody on.
Yeah.
We'll keep high vibration.
Okay.
Cause hey, y'all don't understand. When it's just us, it is super high vibrational. We actually have fun. Friday nights is not supposed to be the serious night. Friday nights is the laid back. We talk freaky shit. We get there. Even when I was trying to change subject and kind of go that route, she kept taking it that way. You can't. Look, we are here every single Saturday. Friday night, I mean.
The food is here every
Sunday
Saturday.
night. We got Shmoney Eats on Saturdays. And coming soon on Saturdays, we will also have Truth or Drink. Until then, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. Please stay safe. We love you.
We love you.
And
she say she want a man to get it dripping wet, but